It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, MarkinsPires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat.
Good morning, my friends. Good morning. It's day 1955 in a row of the MarkinsPires show, and we are at it. Top of the show, we get right into things here. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Say hello if you're out there. If you can, hit the like. Turn on all notifications. This is a twice daily show since December 31st, 2018. Super aged Japan now has 9 million vacant homes. And that's a problem. Of course it's a problem, but 9 million vacant homes. A number of vacant homes in Japan has surged to a record high of 9 million, more than enough for each person in New York City, as the East Asian country continues to struggle with its ever-declining population. Welcome, TikTok. Do me a favor, hit the screen. The more you do that, the more people are going to join us for the comedy news. We do it every morning. Abandoned houses are known as in Japan as akiya. A term that akiya used to be a crap car. Now they're pretty good. You know, now I guess a term that usually refers to a derelict residential home tucked away in rural areas, but more akiya are being seen in major cities, including Tokyo and Kyoto. And that's a problem for the government that's already grappling with an aging population and an alarming fall in the number of children born each year. Now, this is something Elon Musk has been talking about a lot lately. We have the same problem here in America. We're having like 2.1 kids per family, and we need to have more kids in order to sustain our population. We hear about all the population reduction techniques that are going on and all the other crazy things like spraying things from the sky on us, our food, it's all GMO. There's nothing good anymore. Even the organic stuff you have to wash for 16 hours. So, I mean, I think they're trying to reduce the length of time we live, trying to reduce population, but we're doing it on our own. We don't need your help, Bill Gates, okay? Leave it alone. It's a symptom of Japan's population decline, said Jeffrey Hall, a lecturer at Kanda University of International Studies in Chiba. It's not really a problem of building too many houses, but a problem of not having enough people to put in those freaking houses. Now, I'm thinking something here. I don't know how we do it. We're talking about a lot of ships, but I'm saying we put vessels right off the shore of the border of the United States of America, and you just toss people on the ship. You're like, hey, we're gonna give you a ride to New York. You take them to Japan, you just drop them. You just like, hey, there's 9 million houses here, get going. We got a house for you. We're giving you a house. The president wants to build houses and give them away. We're just giving you a house in Japan. You gotta learn the language though. I'm sorry, I know you don't learn the language in America either, but you should learn it there in Japan. According to the figures compiled by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications, 14% of all residential properties in Japan are vacant. Guys, what in the freaking heck? 14% of all residential homes in Japan. Nobody's in them. I think we should this is a takeover event. We're sending in 9 million foreigners. We're all foreigners, guys, at heart. We have Matt Zabrowski's about to live for. Zabrowski, give it to us. That's a good one, buddy. Listen, 14% residential homes, there's nobody in them in Japan. Like if you're looking for a place, this is now 2 locations I've given you where you could get a free house. Free. All you gotta do is go. Get on the freaking ship, on the vessel, on the schooner. You get a flight. Air Nairobi, whatever, you know, you take it there. Italy, they're giving a house for $1. Japan, they can't even give a house away. Nobody even wants the houses. They just they're dying in the houses. And then they're just like, I don't know what to do with that one. So what do we do about this, guys? First of all, I think someone's got to take we need like another Genghis Khan moment. Someone's got to go over there and start banging it out. You know what I mean? And start laying down the seed, so to speak, you know? God has to come down from on high and say, Adam, I give thee to Eve. On a double-decker scale. We're talking about Japan, all of Japan. We need you to start siring children. You know, Adam? Of course, there is hi-ha. That's how you say Adam in Japanese, if you didn't know it. Fluent. IKEA often passed down through generations. That means crap houses are usually passed down through generations. It's kind of like what happens here in America when someone passes and they've lived in like a hermit situation. They're there. You walk into it, it looks like 57,000 people have been living in there. There's stuff stacked on top of stuff on top of stuff. Some people call it clutter. You got a hoarding uncle. We know it. So some houses are left in administrative limbo because local authorities don't know who the owners are due to poor record keeping. You should just go and be like, that's my property over there. Look, sir, we don't think it is. Like, we don't have like good records here, but we're pretty sure that's Yaki's property over there and that's not yours. No, I'm sorry. That was passed down by generational, mandate to me, Round Eye, Sensei Round Eye. If you guys haven't seen my comedy show called Sensei Round Eye, where I'm Bruce Lee's master, I teach him everything he knows, including the 1-inch punch. They held me on their shoulders, walking me through the crowds. Round Eye, Round Eye. I was like, yeah, The statue was a bit much, but it's still there at the Takahashi Hall of Fame. You should go. You should go and get a photo there with the Round Eye statue. Anyway, guys, back to the story of Japan and their struggling population issue. Japan's tax policy, some owners often find it cheaper to retain the home than to demolish it for redevelopment. Even if owners want to sell, they may have trouble finding buyers. It's like 9 million competition. It's like, how many houses are on the market right now? Forget about the houses on the market. There's 9 million we can't give away. You want to try to sell a house in Japan? Good luck. The real estate market is dead in Japan. They're just giving homes away now. That's what we have. That's what I fear here. I'm a real estate agent, so I do to make a living. If you need any help in the real estate business, whether it's buy or sell real estate anywhere in the United States, I can help you. All you have to do is shoot me a DM, guys. But I do work in Connecticut and New York, so I can literally work with you personally if you are in those two states. The reality is this. If they start giving houses away, how am I making a living? In Japan, every realtor's out of a job right now. They're now like title work. They're just signing titles over to people. This is your house now. What did I do? I was just walking down the street. Sir, take the freaking house, okay? I saw you with the bag of groceries. You need a house. Where are you going with those groceries, sir? Just handing out houses in Japan. Guys, this is the comedy news. Look, sometimes we go. I like to start with something and then just go and do something else. You know what I mean? BDP in the house. DM Ryan. Jeff S. Send them our invaders. That's what I'm saying, Jeff. Much love, everyone, from Modoc Roughstock, the genius behind my name for my other YouTube channel, Mark Has Wood. I was trying to figure out names for the YouTube channel, and I asked the fam and friends. So I just kind of threw it out there. I'm like, yeah, I'll just call it like MarkinsPires Woodworking or MarkinsPires Woodworking or something. And Modoc goes, you should call it Mark Has Wood. I was like, done. That's it. I created the channel that night. So go and subscribe to Mark Has Wood. Also subscribe to the MarkinsPires channel. Turn on all notifications, guys. We do this twice a day. At night, it's music. This is what we rocked on last night. Oh, this is the second piece. right, so we wrote that. But anyway, look, we're back to the comedy news, guys. We do it all here. So if you're interested in variety, you got the music, you got the comedy, you got a guy with positivity just trying to bring us together in a world that's dying, right? Who's not into that? Well, the social media platforms. But if everybody else should be into it, you know? But remember, when I broadcast positive content, comedy, music, inspiration, there's more. But that, okay, when we're woodworking, there's inspiration in that. When I'm broadcasting that, the social media platforms are broadcasting to you politics, religion, money, gender, weird stuff. You know what I mean? I'm a zebra, you know? That's what they're broadcasting to you because they only broadcast divisive topics. They're not broadcasting the guy who's putting out a message that could actually bring a lot of people together, can get you away from all that BS for a little while, have a good time, laugh a little bit. Here's some music that's at 432 hertz, which is a healing frequency, by the way. It's called the solfeggio. If you don't know about it, check it out. Everything else you listen to is at 440 hertz, which actually messes with you. It messes with your interior, with your mind. It messes with everything. Your genetic makeup. 440 is messed up. Everything I play here is 432 hertz. What you just heard when I play that guitar, it's 432 hertz always. That's the only frequency we should play music at. So if you know anybody who plays music, let them know about 432 and tell them to get a tuner that tunes to 432 because all of them come set to 440. You have to move them. You have to get one that, like mine adjusts. I got a D'Addario tuner here that I can adjust to 432 hertz and everything I tune is off of 432 hertz. Do that for yourself. The music it just explodes. The creativity, everything else, it's amazing. Getting back to the comedy news. So guys, Japan, who needs a house? I'm giving them out. I got keys. You go to the key party, you know, you're like, who are I going home with tonight? You're going home with a house. You don't get anybody to take with you to the house though. We're just giving out keys. You meet someone at the party, that's fine. You guys both have a house. You could spend time at each other's houses in Japan. Kyoto, IKEA. You guys know I'm fluent in Japanese. Is Sensei Round Eye. You know, those were the days when I traveled the globe. Round Eye. Anyway, guys, let's see what else there is in the news today. We do this in the moment. There is no script here, okay? We roll with it. Oh, there was one story I saw the other day I thought was interesting. Return to the 70s? Today's housing market has echoes of a dark era. I want to kind of talk about this because nationwide, you know, real estate's not everything nationwide, whatever that song is, but it's a nationwide thing. They say this, and real estate's not nationwide. Real estate is local, you know, so when you hear stuff like this, you really got to kind of dissect. What are you talking about? High inflation, high interest rates were hallmarks of the stagflation cycle that dragged down the economy half a century ago. Well, it's not wrong about that. You know, so high inflation and disappointing report on economic growth followed by a sudden drop in stocks last month made for a familiar economic combination. These conditions were hallmarks of the 1970s when inflation ran high, leading the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates, I think, to somewhere in the 18%, over 20%. Like, I remember my father told me they bought a house in the 80s, it was like 18.5%. Like, that's insane. I know we're at 7 and change now, but it could and may get worse. These conditions were hallmarks of the 70s when inflation ran high, leading to we already said this part. Central banks' measures to tame inflation drove up borrowing costs for real estate developers and ultimately shrunk home buyers' purchasing power. People just couldn't even afford a house. Think of it, 18, 20% you're paying on your money? That's like insane. The housing market stagnated and the decade itself became synonymous with stagflation, an economic cycle characterized by high inflation, tepid growth, and weak employment leading to stagnant economy. While those trends may sound familiar, the current housing market is resilient. So now they get to it. Now, we're resilient though. Not to mention job growth is solid. Haven't you seen all the people that they sent home are back to work? Those are new jobs, right? No, they're just jobs. They're just freaking jobs. You just refilled the job that you told people they had to go home and couldn't do the job while there's a thing you created and put into the world and then created something that did nothing but hurt people. and you told them to get 9 of them, and each time, it's going to work this time, the new strains. You could argue that there's a weakness in the housing market at the moment, caused by supply side shock. Well, listen, restriction in the supply is good, which causes inflation. Restriction in the supply of a good is what causes inflation. But here's the thing that I don't freaking like about this. I mean, it's actually good. If I get a listing, it's great. Because right now, there's, let's just call it, 1 listing for every 10 buyers. It's crazy. We used to have so many properties. You were trying to differentiate from everything else because you needed people to see you. We used to have 400 plus properties in this town. Right now there's 102, I think, or 98. It's like we're down to 3/4 of the amount of inventory we typically have in Fairfield, Connecticut. And so I'm just very much looking at things as, look, each year, if you look at the numbers, there's always a boost in April where houses go from like 40 to 90. So there's like 50 houses come to market in March and April. That's a big number. It's a big number of homes. And there are buyers that have been waiting for that moment to see something new. So if you do want to have an idea of the new inventory on a daily basis, make sure you reach out to me. I could set you up with an auto email. And every day you'll be informed on the town you want to look for a house in, and you'll get a daily notification. It doesn't have to be in Connecticut or New York. Like I said, anywhere in the United States, I could set this up for you. And then I could also find you an amazing agent to go and start showing you homes. So make sure you reach out to me about that. But, I don't know about the 70s, but I would say limited supply, higher interest rates, you're pushing people to a limit. They can't afford the certain house anymore. You have these people who were looking for a house that had X, Y, and Z, and now they have to take Z out of the picture and just look for X and Y because they can't afford X, Y, and Z anymore. And so now there's a lot of criticism involved in the purchase process where for a little while people were just buying without thinking. There's like, I need a house. I got to get the hell away from this thing that's out there in the world. And my mask isn't doing a good enough job. I need a house somewhere out in Connecticut. So we saw this shift and we saw people come out, and I knew that was going to happen. But I also knew there was going to be a moment, and I don't know, it's still not there yet, but there's going to be a moment where we're going to have to start selling these towns again. You have to start reminding people what's great about Fairfield, Connecticut, what's great about New Canaan, Connecticut, about Greenwich, Connecticut. We haven't had that in 3 years. I started a show called Get to Know America in 2022. I did 6 episodes, 6 towns, and it's a really cool concept. I go to the town, I meet a bunch of people on the street, I go to meet with the first selectman or the first select woman, have a conversation with them, and then go to the Historic Society and get the 300-400 years of history under our feet. And to me, that's like the coolest show. It's like 25 minutes long. You get the town, you get the culture, you get the cool sites, and then you get the Historic Society, which is what happened in this town over the last 400 years. I think that's just a cool concept. So I did 6 towns, and then I just kind of started doing other things. I mean, the show's been about I've done every single thing possible. This is a variety show to the fullest. Like, there's nothing an unvariety about this. I'm like, oh, well, maybe today I'm broadcasting live from downtown Fairfield. I have to do that later. But the point is, inflation, stagflation, whatever you want to call it, we have an issue. Because we don't have a lot of inventory and the rates are up. So they're kind of doing this weird thing where rates are up, it costs more for a house, but there's nothing on the market. So and this is where they screwed up, okay? This usually would work, but the people who should be putting their house on the market all locked into a 3 or 4% mortgage rate. And so now they're just not going to sell. And yeah, you're raising the rates and you're doing all this, but at the end of the day, the people who you really want to sell and move sideways or maybe downsize or maybe trade up, they can't. They got into a 3 or 4%. And even if they got great money for their house at this point, when they go and re-enter the market, they're getting a less of a house when they buy this time in. And they're paying a 7%. So they're just being practical. And they're saying, look, maybe I don't love where I live. Maybe I'll just do an addition. Maybe I'll just update, I'll renovate, I'll put in a new kitchen, a bathroom. But this is the thought process. This is the mindset in 2024 because the rates have far outweighed the benefit of selling. Nobody wants to jump up 4 percentage points and then also get less house. Oh, I got $1 million from my house. Oh, really? What did that million get you when you went out and rebought into the market? Well, I got a house that's, it cost me $1 million. What did you sell for 700? What did you sell for $1 million or whatever? The point is, you're always selling more in this market, and then you're not getting it back when you buy. So the sideways trades are gone. We're just seeing people who are being transferred in and out, and people who are doing really well, and they're like, I don't care about the rate, I'm going to upgrade. There's no sideways moving right now. There's downsizing still, but the sideways movers are out of the picture. And it's going to be like that for a period of time now, I think, unfortunately, but it's just the reality of this. You know, you can't raise the rates and then have no inventory for people to go and buy into. It's definitely I'd love to hear more and see what you guys think about this, but I do think we're in a lot of trouble in maybe the next 9 to 12 months. And we're also dealing, obviously, with something in November, which is going to affect so much. We have no idea what's going to happen next year. Oh, goodness. It's funny. Last time round, I was this daily, like, warrior, just trying to let everybody know what the hell's going on. And, like that's what got me canceled on the show and got me suppressed for 5 years plus, was just trying to let you guys know the truth I saw before that election at the time. And I made so much comedy out of it, and it was great, but it hurt the show to the point where I just, like, I couldn't. Nobody, still to this point, to this day, people don't see when I put content out. It's kind of crazy. But that really, I think, is how you become a pariah in this day and age. So I've tried my best, because I'm a realtor. I can't I can't be a divisive person, because the show's about connecting people. It's, you know, the motto is to effect a positive change one person at a time, not to divide people one person at a time. So I don't want to talk politics anymore. I don't talk politics anymore at all. All I do is try to find funny news stories, or if there's something going on that's weird, like 9 million houses are vacant in Japan. Like, that just, to me, is there's potential comedy there. You know what I mean? Giving away homes, like they hire Oprah to go there and say, you got a home, and you got a home. You know what I mean? With her big freaking annoying smiley face. She farts when she gives a house out. That's also part of her thing now. You got a home. C sharp minor. There's a guy there, he's a math and musical genius, and he's able to determine what key it's in every time. She's making a song of toots. He's like, that was C sharp minor, then it went up to a D something. I don't know. Guys, I play music, I just don't know it. Mark Winfrey. That's right, Hilly Billy, my brother. So guys, that's what we have going on in the news today. Yeah, there's more, of course. But at noon, there's a news story that I think you're going to enjoy. I don't know if you know this, but Bon Jovi was banging it out like a madman when he was on the road. Now, I was always like, and my wife and I were always like, you know, it's so cool to see Bono and John Bon Jovi, so, you know, honorable men in the music industry, didn't cheat on their wives, their marriages stayed strong 30 plus years. Bon Jovi was banging it out. She didn't get the brown note. Oh, goodness. CSDW, how are you, my friend, over on Twitch? So, guys, oh, goodness. You know how it goes. Let me see. I'm going to give you the link to this, because Bon Jovi, you know, I kind of destroyed him a little bit. Not really, just funny. Just silly comedy stuff. You know how we like to roast. I'm going to give you the link right here so you guys can go and watch, hopefully with me, if I can get there. I'm trying to sell real estate. I'm doing well. How are you, CS? Wait, what happened to my screen there? We had it and then we lost it. There we go. So that's my screen backdrop. Really quickly, Penske suspends Cindric and 3 others in the wake of cheating scandal ahead of the Indy 500. I didn't know about a cheating scandal, but I don't really care. You know, lots of cheating going on out there. Sylvester Stallone's watches go on sale, including Holy Grail of timepiece collecting. What the freaking hell is the Holy Grail? Now I got to know, because of Sly. Hey, I got a watch for you. Okay, I can't do Stallone. He's too deep for me. Shortly after Sylvester Stallone finished filming Rocky, the movie included, saw Greg Allman Brothers Band. What? He saw Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers Band, who had fallen asleep and had left his arm hanging in the aisle with a distinctive gold watch on his wrist. That watch was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, Stallone said in a video released by Sotheby's, and sparked a decades-long love of watch collecting. And now the Hollywood star is auctioning 11 watches from his personal collection at the Sotheby's sale in New York on June 5th. Among the items is a rare Patek Philippe Grandmaster chime. You guys know about that one. It's expected to fetch as much as $5 million, guys, for a watch. $5 million? As well as watches he wore in some of his films. Only 7 models of Grandmaster chime were ever made. Whoa! They only made 7? They only made 7 of these? Given that it is the most complicated wristwatch ever manufactured by the famous luxury watchmakers. And as such, Sotheby's dubbed it the Holy Grail for watch collectors, appreciated for its extraordinary intricate mechanisms that took 100,000 hours to develop, produce, and assemble. 100,000 hours. Hold on. How many days is that? Guys, somebody help me here. 100,000 hours. 4,166 days. That's like 12 years. Is that what it was? Something like that? 11.4 years, guys. 11.4 years to create that? Now I got to see what in the freaking hell. Like, what did... Let's see. That's it? 11 years to make that dumb watch? I could go... I'll freaking make it out of tin. I'm a tin knocker right now on that. Actually, no, it is beautiful. I just don't... And it's to Mr. Sylvester Stallone. The Grandmaster chime is the most complicated ever Patek Philippe watch. And I don't know why. It has a key. I want to see the mechanisms inside. Can we see the mechanisms of the Grandmaster chime? You know, I'm kind of interested in that all of a sudden. Stallone. Chinese climber stuck on cliff for more than an hour due to overcrowding. What the freaking hell? Oh my goodness. This is the... Japan, you can't get any. They're all dead. No one's there. 9 million houses. You can just take a house. Do what the freaking hell you want with that house. Here in China? What in the heck? They're like, I'm going to go rock climbing today. They're like, all right, well, I'll go too, I guess. There's 974 people on the cliff walking up the side of the mountain. This is mental. This is mental. I've seen people go and take walks and not that many people on a trail. Like they're on the side of a freaking rock. What kind of idiots? Like, I'll go next after seeing that. Like, okay, I'll just stand here for a little while. And you got some magoo in the way. You know, there's that one person who's taking their sweet time. Unbelievable. Mount Everest isn't the only peak in the world experiencing overcrowding. Earlier this week, groups of travelers climbing Yangding Mountain in the eastern China were stuck partway up a cliff, clinging to a rope along a fixed climbing route for more than an hour. Images of the climbers hanging off the cliffside as they waited for others to progress along the Via Ferrata, metal rungs secured to the mountain, went viral on Chinese social media. This is frightening. Someone like me afraid of heights might just wet myself up here. What are you doing up there then, stupid idiot? I'm going to go and climb a mountainside, but I'm afraid of heights. You know, Yumsaki, why don't you stay home today? You know what I mean? Maybe you shouldn't go with us. I don't need someone afraid of heights while I'm climbing up the side of the mountain, and then all of a sudden you're there wetting yourself. Yumsaki, you know, you always ruin all the good times we have. I won't even go if I'm offered cash to do this, another said. Someone offer that guy cash and see if he'll really not go. Like, I think you offer that guy cash, he'll be like, all right, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Another commentator asked what would happen if one of the climbers fell and needed rescuing. But all were shown wearing helmets, guys, so that's okay. Harnesses, safety gear. Wenzhou Ding, except for that one guy with he had that massive noggin, the one they don't make a helmet that big. Wenzhou Dingcheng Sports Development. Really? You gotta go one more time on that one. The Wenzhou Dingcheng Sports Development Company Limited, which manages the Via Ferrata, said it underestimated the number of people interested in climbing the mountain. Got thousands of people aside the mountain. Hour wait, just trying to get up to the top. You got to pee. You just did it. You peed your pants because you're afraid of heights. Due to the misjudgment of how many customers would come, the lack of effective traffic controls, such as a ticket reservation system, and shortcomings in on-site management, customers were blocked and trapped on the climbing route, literally on the wall, not on the route, like on the wall. All right. Did you see the photo? 1, 2, 3, no, 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. That's 21 people I see in this one photo. They're all on the side of a freaking wall. I won't go rock climbing alone. You got 21 people in the way. And now I'm getting tired. My arms are tired. I just got to get up there. I'm like, I'm going to just hoof it. I'm hoofing it. I'm going. But I can't now. Because you got all these freaking magoos in the way. Mike, how are you, my friend? Thank you for the love. Who the hell's standing on a 6-inch like little piece of stone on the side of a cliff? I mean, that's a cliffside. Oh, man. I'm going to Yandara Mountain. You know, there's 5,000 people in line. I'm sorry? Oh, on the wall? All right, no, I'm in. Just, it won't be much of a wait, right? You know, you're crawling. You never get to the top. You're the guy, they find you like 7 days later. Dead. You're just like standing in the same position. No one moved. Yada. You know? Oh, goodness. So that's what's happening here, guys. China's got overcrowding on the mountainside. Cliff, what do we call that? Your cliff, oh, I don't know what the hell they call it. Actually, Stallone did a movie. Razor's Edge or something like that. Anyway, guys, Yangdang Mountain. You could go there and stand in line on the side of the wall too if you want. You know, they're taking reservations now apparently and just send you on up. Just go, it's just a little bit of a wait. Did you bring an egg sandwich? I know you like them here in China. Oh, goodness, guys. And remember, Japan's giving away free houses. No one wants them. No one wants to be in Japan. Dead people everywhere. They're all old now. We're on the way there ourselves. California Governor Gavin Newsom. I can't. Oh, he's talking about record tourism. Really? Nobody wants to freaking be in this crappy state. It's like $27 to put gas in your tank there. Inside Jeff Bezos' $500 million super yacht and what it costs to keep it afloat on Bezos. Yeah, we know you're freaking Bezos. Here's how much it costs to call Aaron Judge your penthouse neighbor in NYC. As a realtor, we got to hit this one, and I like Aaron Judge. Talk about a home run. In Manhattan's West Chelsea, there's a prime opportunity for a lucky, not to mention deep-pocketed buyer to call New York Yankees captain Aaron Judge and his wife Samantha Braxake their neighbors. The couple, as reported last year by the Post, purchased a penthouse inside the neighborhood's Cortland building at 555 West 22nd Street. So I could go down and see Aaron Judge any day now. Just like hang out there on the corner. Aaron Judge, your autograph, I brought a bat. You know what I mean? Can you sign this bat? Sign the freaking bat, Aaron! You know what I mean? Like, that's how you get a signature. You have to hit him a few times. It's like up there, because he's a Magoo. 6'7", you know? He's like, look, you see him, his head's coming over the top of this tree over here. That's Aaron Judge over there. They had to open up the doorways for Aaron in this penthouse. He was banging his nog, you know? Poor guy. He just came back, hit a home run. He comes home. How was your game, sweetie? Oh, I'm so tired. Hit a home run, you know. Oh, that's great. Can I make you some dinner? Oh, what happened? I just banged my nog again. Doorway, standard height. It's no good. No good for me. I'm a Magoo. Remember, honey, can you call the contractor in? Next game, when I go out of town, just have him open up that doorway. Up to at least 7'2". You know what I mean? Some days I'm feeling taller. Sometimes, you know, I wear the stilts when I come in after a big win. And then I just want to walk in without banging my nog. Poor Aaron. Anyway, who wants to move to 555 West 22nd Street? I'm in. I'm just going to go down there. I've got a real estate license. Excuse me, sir, can I help you? Yeah, I'm here. I'm a realtor. I'm in the building. Here's my card. Licensed. I'm just going up to 222. What the freaking hell was it? 555 West 22nd. I'm going up to the penthouse. Just checking out the unit right next door to Aaron's, the big unit, you know, the one that has the big doorways already. That's why Aaron, he knew that one was there. He's like, I got to do one like that. So I'm looking at the doors, they open, like, oh, that guy has doorways that work for me. Giant doorways. Anyway, stupid stuff here. That's a pretty nice looking unit. Look at this. You got water views right up there to the Hudson. Anyone willing to pony up 39.5 mil? Guys, I'm your realtor when you're ready to do that, by the way. 39.5 mil. This is freaking ridiculous. I should be selling real estate in the city. What am I doing in Connecticut? You know what I mean? Like 39.5 mil, they got that. We don't have that here. I mean, we have them in Greenwich. There's a few. There's a few. I had a 20, 22.5, 15. Those are the most expensive listings I've ever had. But 39.5 million, that's ridiculous. What's more, Penthouse 25 is set to be the most expensive condo for sale in the building. There are several penthouses for sale nearby, including a handful in the low to high 20 mils, guys. Like you got like 20, 22 mil and you want to go buy a place, I can get you one right around the corner from Aaron Judge's. But if you want to be right next door to Aaron Judge, where you open up and he's like coming through his giant doorway, you know, with his axe over his shoulder, because you know that's what he walks around with. Freaking unbelievable. This guy, Jack and the Beanstalk. So price tag is 36.5 mil, guys. Miyagi. The flies are back. You know, it's spring, summer. Almost summer. We're basically in summer at this point, but I saw a fly. That's where Sensei Round Eye came from, by the way. It all started with a fly in the room. I smacked this fly. I caught the fly. You know, all of a sudden we're talking about my skills as, you know, Bruce Lee's master. And then all that led to, you know, everybody idolizing me. His round eye. Statue. Hall of Fame. Takahashi. I made all of that up in the moment, by the way. Are you a pastor? I got a certification. I don't use it, but I do. I guess I'm literally a pastor. But I just put out positivity into this world. I write songs live in the moment. Comedy news, just try to bring people up a level and remind you that you're special. There is nobody but you. There's nobody ever been you or will ever be like you again. And your uniqueness is so profound, it doesn't need to be adjusted. Like, you have so much that you haven't even understood about yourself, first of all. But secondly, every single thing, every detail about you is so unique. Like, you don't have to change. Like, I feel like I'm X, or I want to be this. You don't. You're just be. Just be, because one day you're going to come into who you are, and it'll all make sense. But can't pretend. I'm sick of all the pretending, you know? What is this? Ooh, I made this beautiful pick here. I just found it. It is nice. Ooh, this one's made out of walnut. Look at that. Ooh. So I make picks out of wood now, too. We have a channel called Mark Has Wood on YouTube. I built this the other day. First time ever building a mandolin. I was just like, I'm building a mandolin. And I cut this wood last year from like a burl wood and then this walnut with an Alaskan chainsaw mill. And I'm starting to build crazy stuff. Like, I mean, I'm building crazy stuff. I built that amplifier right behind me like 2 weeks ago. It's all on YouTube. I'm not sitting in my chair today. I'm sitting on the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's called the Beat Seat. I invented and patented the Beat Seat. You guys need to get one at beatseat.rocks. Anyway, so we did it again, another show here. I gotta go and sell some real estate. You guys do me a favor? Subscribe, turn on all notifications on the MarkinsPires channel on YouTube. The link is in my bio on TikTok. But it's also very easy to remember that one. Just type it in, MarkinsPires. And we're live again for some music this evening. Also, wait, I got softball later. I'm not really sure what's going to happen yet later on. We'll figure it out. But you guys are awesome. Thanks so much for kicking it with me. Isn't the wooden picks cool, Chris? I think what I'm going to do is make like 10 packs and start selling these on my website so people could buy wood picks that I made as well. And I don't know. Like I think there are people, I love them. I don't play with anything but my wood picks now. I stopped playing with the crap picks that I used to be so upset because I couldn't find the pick I liked. And it's like I'm looking around for picks, I couldn't find them. And I started making picks and they're out of wood and they're freaking awesome. They sound better than anything else. And I have a variety, which is cool. But more importantly, it's like whenever I need a pick now, I don't need to go into the store to buy a pick. I just make a freaking pick. And I made one out of zebra wood because that's what the amp is made of. I'm sorry, the second mandolin. I'm building a second mandolin right now, which I'll show you guys later. I already started working on it. It looks pretty sick. And I took a little piece of that zebra wood and made a pick out of that, which I have to sand down, and maybe I'll play with that one tonight. But this one I'm going to leave here because that's beautiful right there. Anyway, guys, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let me see if I could say thank you to you personally. What we got? Come on, mate. And we got Barella in the house. I got Chris Donaldson here. Hilly Billy, my friend. Guys, sub to Hilly if you haven't. Kathleen Danford. So good to see you. Renee Woods in the house. Trish Killian and Virginia. What a lineup. You guys are awesome. Over here on the talk, let's see, there's a few people. I got Tailored Treats and Tailored Treats in New York. Welcome to the MarkinsPires show. I hope to see you on YouTube when we do it best. The beat seat, the music, everything sounds better. It is better on YouTube, on X or Rumble. You could find me on any platform, really. But guys, thanks for being here. BDP in the house. I appreciate you guys. Listen, we'll be back later. Trust me. I hope so. You got to go away. A lot going on in the world, as you know. But we gotta play our music every night. I'm gonna try to get on earlier for the music. I feel like a 7 o'clock music would be pretty sweet. Like 7 to 8. Oh, it'd be awesome. Anyway, you got to go away. Until later. You got to go away. Thanks for watching.